On his death, we have lost an eminent lawyer and a great human being. I, on my behalf and on behalf of all my sister and brother judges, express heartfelt condolences to the members of the bereaved family. May the Almighty give them strength to bear the immense loss and overcome the grief. May the departed soul rest in eternal peace.
My Lords, on behalf of the legal fraternity of the state of Gujarat and on my own behalf, while associating with the sentiments that have fallen from Honorable the Chief Justice, I express our deep sense of sorrow on the said demise of Done Advocate of our High Court, Shri Jashwant Rai Trambaklal Trivedi, on 30th April 2024. Helen Steiner Rice, a well-known American writer and poet laureate, in one of her famous short poems about finding hope in dark times, has described the onward eternal journey of a human being similar to the one embarked upon by late Shri Trivedi. I quote, "There is no night without a dawning, no winter without a spring, and beyond the dark horizon, our hearts will once more sing. For those who leave us for a while have only gone away out of restless, careworn world into a brighter day," unquote. As referred to by the Honorable the Chief Justice, born on 30th August 1936 in Mahua town and district Bhavnagar, Shri Jashwant Rai had completed his schooling from J.P. Parekh High School and thereafter from Shri M.N. High School in Mahua. Late Shri Trivedi was a dedicated student, and the same is evident from the fact that he obtained various scholarships which facilitated his education. After pursuing his studies in science stream, late Shri Trivedi joined engineering college in Morbi and obtained degree in civil engineering on 12th October 1959. Thereafter he wanted to go to US, where he got admission in Michigan University, but he could not because his newly made passport did not come in time. He resigned within 6 months and started a business venture in the name of Standard Engineering Works by establishing a factory in Mahua for manufacturing cast iron products, which went on successfully for 2 years. But late Shri Trivedi was in the quest of finding out some other activities for satisfying his inner conscience. Thereafter, late Shri Trivedi shifted to Mumbai and joined the Bombay Municipal Corporation as an assistant engineer in the year 1963 and served as such till 1968, where he was disenchanted with the job because of certain evils present in the system. During the said period, inspired by his elder brother, Shri Trivedi decided to pursue 2 years law course and obtain Sanad on 22nd October 1969 and enter into legal profession by starting legal practice at Mahua. At this juncture, I would like to quote about the initial struggle faced by late Shri Trivedi in his own words written in his autobiographical epilogue. I quote, "I used to stutter in childhood. It was a result of mimicking a boy in the neighborhood, and while initially it remained only mimicking, later on I too began to stutter badly. The defect did affect me for many years of my life. When I entered the legal profession, I overheard 2 senior lawyers saying as to how this stutterer is going to be a lawyer. As there was determination on my part to overcome the defect, and as I could lay my hands on an old book purchased on a footpath in Fort area of Bombay, now Mumbai, on how to cure stuttering, I got the book and practiced the method suggested in it, and defect was by and large overcome," I unquote. The said experience of late Shri Trivedi should be an inspiration for today's young lawyers that perseverance, patience and practice make the man perfect. On 30th December 1978, Shri Jashwant Rai was appointed as a judge of Small Causes Court, Ahmedabad. As a judge of the Small Causes Court, Shri Trivedi was a firm disciplinarian and showed his capability by adjudicating upon a large number of cases with great resolve and sincerity. After serving judiciary for almost 4.5 years, he resigned from the said post on 4 June 1983. After the stint with judiciary, Shri Trivedi returned to private practice on 1st July 1983, whereby he practiced in various fields of law and established himself as a formidable lawyer. A list of important cases wherein late Shri Trivedi appeared and contributed to the laying down of important propositions of law is very long, but let me refer to a few of them. In case of Sizing Materials, Chemicals and Electronics Private Limited versus A.R. Mehta, reported in 1985 GLH 506, it was inter alia held that correction of a mistake committed in good faith was required to be allowed in view of Section 21 of the Limitation Act. In case of Ramanlal Ambalal Patel versus Hina Industries, reported in 1993, Volume 1, GLR 820, it was inter alia decided that the approach in the matter of amendment of pleadings should be liberal, whereby amendments that do not prejudicially affect the party should normally be permitted. In case of Apex Electricals Limited versus ICICI Bank Limited, reported in 2003, Volume 2, GLR 1785, it was laid down that mainly because a statute looks at the past and provides for the remedy in future, after the enforcement of the act cannot be said to be retrospective, but can be said to be retroactive. In case of Ambaben Desai versus Baldev Bhai Waghela, reported in 2010, Volume 1, GLR 565, it was observed that remedy under Section 53A of the Transfer of Property Act will not be available to prospective transferee against a third party who is not a party to the agreement to sell executed between the transferor and transferee. And lastly, in case of Maulisha Rawal versus V.C. Maheshwari, reported in 2019 lawsuit Gujarat 402, it was inter alia laid down that an endeavor must be made by the family courts to see that the parties reconcile and live together rather than insisting to proceed with the recording of evidence. As was referred to by the Honorable the Chief Justice, fondly known as JT amongst his peers, though late Shri Trivedi was sharp and jovial, he was equally firm and bold. He advocated for mediation to promote fairness, more particularly for protecting the interests of marginalized and oppressed individuals. He continued to actively practice for 50 years till 22nd October 2019. Pertinently, for depicting the extensive and exceptional career in law, his sons published a book titled Am I a Maverick?, containing all his articles penned down by late Shri Trivedi from 1983 to 2019 in different journals. Shri Jashwant Rai was immensely dedicated towards the legal profession, and therefore even after retiring from practice, he continued to guide his sons in drafting matters up to 2022, but thereafter he forced to rest owing to aggravation of spinal issues. However, Shri Trivedi's keen interest in writing continued until recently, where he dictated one law article to his grandson, Prathit Brijesh Bhai Trivedi. Shri Jashwant Rai is no more with us. He passed away on 30th April 2024 at the age of 87 years. He is survived by his wife, Srimati Kusumben, elder sister, Induben, elder son, Shri Himanshu Bhai Trivedi, who is practicing register and settled with his family in New Zealand, and younger son, Shri Brijesh Bhai Trivedi, who is practicing in our High Court and is the president of our Gujarat High Court Advocates Association. We wish that Shri Jashwant Rai had remained with us longer, but God has willed otherwise. Before concluding, let me quote a short poem of Shri Rabindranath Tagore from Gitanjali, which aptly suits the personality of late Shri Trivedi. I quote, On the day when death will knock at thy door, what wilt thou offer to him? Oh, I will set before my guest the full vessel of my life. I will never let him go with empty hands. All the sweet vintage of my autumn days and summer nights, all the earnings and gleamings of my busy life will I place before him at the close of my days when the death will knock at my door. End quote. On behalf of the bar and the legal profession of the state, I convey the heartfelt condolences to the bereaved family members of late Shri Trivedi. May the departed soul rest in peace eternal.
My Lord the Chief Justice, Honorable Judges of this court, Learned Advocate General Shri Kamal Bhai Trivedi, Learned Additional Advocate General Shri Mitesh Bhai Amin, Learned Additional Advocate General Srimati Manisha Ben Love Kumar, Learned Senior Advocates, distinguished dignitaries, members of the registry, Secretary Shri Hardik Bhai Brambhat and members of Executive Committee Gujarat High Court Advocate Association, Shri Brijesh Bhai Trivedi, and family members of dearly departed Shri J.T. Trivedi. In the words of George Bernard Shaw, and I quote, life levels all men, death reveals the eminent. The Honorable Chief Justice and Learned Advocate General have already highlighted the distinguished personality and life of late Shri J.T. Trivedi. Given the footprints of Shri Trivedi sir in the legal profession, which would be more than my age, it would be difficult for me to do justice to his accomplishments. Nevertheless, I shall attempt to do so within those confines. It is with heavy hearts that we all have gathered here to pay homage to such a stalwart who was not stranger to any field of law. As has been said, his exemplary career at 161 reported judgments, including reported judgments on references, touched upon all branches of law. It was his ultimate quality and humane approach that left positive imprints upon several new entrants, as he always used to encourage junior lawyers to argue the matter personally. I recollect an experience with him during early days of my practice while I was preparing a compilation for a writ petition, and he was sitting on a bench beside me. He instructed me to change the title, as the title of the writ was to be filed was Panchayat through Sarpanch and not Sarpanch for Panchayat. It was mere glance at the memo while sitting on a bench. He has instructed me to change such title. He could make out flow and guide me without any cause for him to do so. As I gathered from the family, the fact that he has opted for civil engineering instead of medical stream, despite being meritorious candidate for a medical stream, indicates that purpose of his life was not to earn money, but to do justice to the work he has undertaken. And destiny finally brought him in the precincts of this court to rise as a doyen. He also wrote books under the pseudonym called Padma. His books, Wireman no Bhumio, Turner and Fitter no Bhumio, and Radio Repairing no Bhumio, are still popular, and he never kept lian of his name over such books. His article published on various topics in all law reports became very popular and most sought after in lawyer fraternity. While in court, he never needed any reference books and was always ready with judgments on all points of law. During his initial days before joining the practice, he served as a judge in the Small Cause Court, Ahmedabad, and was regarded as one of the finest judges of the said court. The reasoning adopted by late Shri Trivedi in few of the judgments have got seat of approval from Honorable Apex Court, and none of the judgments have been overturned where principle of law have been discussed or answered by late Shri Trivedi as judge. All throughout his career of 5 decades, he has strongly advocated for downtrodden and needy litigants and had conducted several pro bono matters. He had raised issues during early days for streamlining process of filing an office objection in registry, and it is on his accounts and in his effort at the relevant time that the matters were being circulated in time. One has to be very pure at heart and blessed to have fortune to meet Saint Shri Leelasha, a saint who has been worshipped as God in Sindhi community. He was one of very few who had personally interacted with Saint Shri Leelasha. Late Shri Trivedi was very enthusiastic about sports and was a captain of cricket team. He had varied interest and passion in life, including music, cultural show, and above all food. It was unfortunate that he stopped attending the court during his last days on account of health concern. I am told that every day he used to watch court proceedings online and cherished the days of his practice. He peacefully departed for another journey on 30th April 2024. On behalf of Gujarat High Court Advocate Association, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable Chief Justice and Honorable Judges to accord present reference in remembrance of Shri Trivedi sir. I, on my behalf, as well as on behalf of Gujarat High Court Advocate Association, offer my deepest condolences to Kusumben, Induben, Himanshu Bhai, Brijesh Bhai, Vallari, Prathit and Swara. A man dies, but his legacy remains forever. These are the words spoken in Hindi by Faiz Ahmad Faiz in 2 couplets. I quote, चंद सांसें हैं जो उड़ा ले जाएगी, इससे ज्यादा मौत मेरा क्या ले जाएगी. May his departed soul rest in peace.
As a mark of respect to the departed soul, 2 minutes silence be observed. The Registrar General may convey the message of condolences to the members of the bereaved family. As a mark of respect to the departed soul, the proceedings of the court would stand suspended for the rest of the day.